So today what we're going to be doing is talking about if trading is in fact a part-time job and talking about the true and false of it both. And also what I'm going to do is run you through some of the most important points behind you can turn trading into a part-time job for you. Stay tuned if you want to find out more. Okay, so just to give you a bit of an introduction, this video effectively came from an email that I received from a student based over in Russia. So he actually landed up joining us, but this was the email that he actually sent to me asking a little bit more about part-time trading and exactly how he could manage it inside his own commitments of work. So what we're going to be doing is running through also the points behind how I'd be able to tell you more about how you can actually turn trading into a part-time job for you, but also the realistic aspect of it as well, in saying that it is a high level commitment at the same point in time as it might be a part-time job. So it's not necessarily a thing where I'm going to say that you can go sit on the beach and earn lots of money. It actually does take a lot of effort. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just read the email out to you that I was initially sent by a new student of mine, a guy named Yuri. So also just to tell you, this email is written by a Russian guy. The English is not his first language, but he did do quite well on this email. So I'm just going to read it directly as he wrote it to me. So he said, hello Morgan, great to speak. Me introduce myself. I'm a young IT developer working full-time in Russia. I want to earn money part-time and want Forex trading as my side activity. So he's interested in doing Forex trading as his part-time job to earn additional money on the side. He says, after taking much time watching your videos and learning great, I want to start studying part-time and then start earning. I only have evening time and weekend time. Would this be possible to study in your program and become a part-time trader? So as you know, MS Equities Trading, we train students all over the world, and we receive emails like this all the time from people who are interested but have very valid questions like this. And this is going to be a question that I want to address to all of you as well. So there's going to be two major aspects that I'm going to be discussing, and it's the part of studying, which Yuri mentions, and also the part of trading. So these are two very vital aspects that we're going to discuss. And there's also going to be 4 steps that I'm going to explain through to you right at the end of this video once we finish addressing them. But just don't forget to begin with, if any of you are interested in keeping updated with the latest video content and information, educational videos coming out every single week, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also what you can do is have a look through our entire video library. There is tons and tons of videos that you can watch that I'm sure is going to help you in your trading investment performance going forward. So back to the main part of the video. The main answer behind this is yes, you can trade part-time. Now for myself, I even trade part-time at certain times throughout the month. For myself, I run 4 companies, so I am usually incredibly busy. I'm always running back and forth between meetings, Skype meetings. I mean, yesterday I was up till 5 in the morning Skyping with students from Australia, and then I got a few hours sleep and then had to get in to do Skype sessions this morning at like 10 o'clock. So I'm running 24/7 effectively. Sometimes I might only have an hour or 2 a day to get onto the platforms and trade. Sometimes it might even be less than that. On average, I'm usually trading anything between 4 to 5 hours a day. I mean, I run a hedge fund, I run an investment group, so I'm effectively a full-time trader. But even for myself, sometimes I have such extreme commitments, I don't have time to do that. So a testament from my own part is that trading part-time is very possible. But the biggest step that I've come to realize that many people begin to forget, even sometimes my students, is how studying is not necessarily a part-time job. Now, a lot of people understand there is an incredible ease of access to the financial markets. Anyone can open up a brokerage account and anyone can begin trading. So it's incredibly easy. But the problem that people don't realize is that it's not necessarily easy. Think of it this way. Imagine if anyone could get in the car and just drive a car without having a driver's license. Imagine how many accidents there would be on the road today. It's effectively the same thing. If you're going to not go for any studying or any education, but then you're going to get onto the trading platforms and attempt to actually replicate what other people are doing, earning money part-time, you're going to land up failing. So step one, it always has to do with addressing your studies. Now, this is the thing, is my rule of thumb sometimes might not apply to what other people say or what other people have done. But what I have realized, on average, it can take a student anything between 1 year to 3 years before they can become consistently profitable and understand the market to the point where they are completely comfortable with risking large amounts of their own money to make money. So think of it this way. If you have time to go study for the next 1 to 3 years, practice, take your time, go through certain failures, go through certain setbacks, which we all do, then yes, that is going to be something that you should be doing. But what people also need to understand is that if you are doing this part-time, that 1 to 3 year process can take a lot longer. So that's also another issue that, I've realized a lot of my students have told me about, is that if they're not committing the time, they're not making the money. So that's also another one, is if I'm saying to you that it might take you up to 3 years to become a successful trader, and you're going to be doing it only part-time, it could take you anything up to 4, maybe 5 years. Some of you might be lucky and it might be very fast. For myself, I landed up starting and I became profitable incredibly fast when I was much younger. So it is possible, but some of you might take up to 4 years to get going. Another one that also I've noticed a lot of part-time traders landed up getting caught in is to do with commitment and dedication towards it. The problem is when you're doing something part-time, you're not doing it all the time, you might not take it as seriously. Now, this unfortunately lands up with a lot of people losing money. Sometimes they might be trading on their phone, they might not be getting onto the platforms too much, they might not be analyzing the market. Sometimes they might even just jump on the platform and just go and open up a few trades, not really knowing exactly what they're doing. A lot of the time they use their own discretion, meaning that they're basically deciding based on what they feel or believe about that specific market. Now, this is very dangerous because as a trader, it's very similar to the story as a sniper. So snipers are known for these guys that shoot these long guns, and they are, very, very good at killing people, etc. And they go out and hide in the wild and go and, do this thing. But that is absolutely not true. As a military sniper, you will effectively spend close to 98% of your time surveying target areas. So you might have to go out there for days watching the target, or even just gathering intel and reporting back to your commander. You might only spend 2% of your time pulling the trigger. So that's the same thing that applies to a trader. Traders think that they spend 90 to 100% of their time trading. That is completely untrue. You will usually have to spend up to 90% of your time just analyzing the market and only 10% of your time physically trading. And this comes back to the commitment point. If you are not fully committed to actually taking the time to analyze the markets consistently, well, you're not going to become profitable and you're not going to actually land up catching and capitalizing on the opportunities that can make you a lot of money. But there still is hope for what we're talking about. Now, there's 4 most important steps that I can recommend to all of you becoming a part-time trader or wanting to become a part-time trader. Has to do with some vital aspects that a lot of my students have been able to apply and have found a great deal of success in. So these are tried and tested steps that you can also apply to yourself. Step 1 is to commit anything between 30 minutes to 1 hour a day analyzing the charts and having a look at the news. Now, having a look at the news is not about sitting back and just watching Bloomberg. It's about physically actually reading articles about what's happening in the market on a weekly basis. This is really nice if you have a smartphone, which most of us do. Download the Bloomberg and Reuters app right onto your phone and just set the alerts notification. What it does every single time a major article comes out, it will alert you to your phone. So wherever you are, if you are, on the bus, or if you're driving, or not the person driving, but you're in a car driving and you don't have much to do, or you're waiting for someone and you don't have much time, you can get onto your phone and you can just read some articles. But the big one is that 30 minutes to hour a day that you can commit to reading the charts. So you need to pick a group of asset classes, let's say it's some stocks, some Forex, some commodities, and you need to watch them on a daily basis. Just watch how the market moves, understand more about it, understand your technical barriers and your statistical understanding of what's happening on the charts, what you're physically seeing. You need to practice that so your mind can become absorbed towards the understanding of looking at the charts consistently. This is a vital step to becoming a successful trader. The second step is that you need to focus on dedicating as much time out of that to studying. So this is very important. You need to take as much time as you can to get onto educational programs, to learn as much as you can about trading, even if it's watching YouTube videos like this, and you can at least help push that progression and that development on a weekly basis. The second you stagnate, you take time off, you're not focusing a huge amount, you're going to drop off on your skills development. So this is also very important to dedicate, maybe even if it's some time over the weekend, to focusing on studying a little bit at least. Step 3, which I think is the sort of vital knockout step for any part-time trader, is to focus long-term and not short-term. Now, a huge amount of the general populace of traders focus short-term. So they're focusing on the 10-minute chart, 30-minute chart, 1-hour chart. They want to get into the trade now and a few hours later get out of the trade. Now, although this is a strategy that does work, this strategy sometimes is very difficult for part-time traders. Focusing on a more long-term outlook, long-term trading strategies, you're able to capitalize on opportunities that you don't have to spend the entire time watching. So let's say, for example, you capitalize on a trade that you think is going to last about 3 to 4 months. That just means that you need to take the time to analyze the chart, put on the trade, and then you can have a look at that chart maybe once or twice or 3 times every single week for like 10 or 15 minutes. So basically what it means is you can put a little bit of effort into analyzing the chart, finding the trade. The second it's on, you just have to analyze it incrementally just a little bit to make sure everything is going fine. But then when you get to that time horizon, your trade matures and you make money. This is great because then that means that you can take long periods of time off from trading and focus on other things while you're actually making money. So in a sense, it kind of can be assessed as a passive income because you're not necessarily there while the trade is making you money. Good point, the trade can lose you money as well, but if you analyze the markets correctly, use the correct strategies, there's a very high probability you're going to make a lot more than you'll end up losing. Step number 4 is to repeat step number 3. Step number 3, I need to reiterate, is the most vital step. If you do not take the time to learn about proper long-term strategies and actually focus on this, you're never going to become successful. What people don't realize is even though short-term strategies can work for part-time traders, these strategies are high stress and high concentration. So you need to be there watching the market as it moves and as it turns. This can be a problem because let's say, for example, you put on a trade and you need to go off to work, and let's say you're in a 3-hour board meeting and you've got trades open and you can't have a look at them. Next thing you go back to your desk and you realize you've lost money. Well, the problem is we can't take advantage of what happens throughout our day and plan it every single day. By using longer term strategies, you can go on lower risk profiles, and at least you have peace of mind that if you step away from the platform for the entire day, the market isn't going to hit the fan and you are not going to land up losing tons of money. So that's also a big one, is that you also need to focus on yourself in terms of stress and commitment and dedication. But once again, like I said, these are the 4 main steps that I think are going to help you as a part-time trader. Once again, yes, it is possible, but it's not as easy as people think it is. To any of you who want to find out a bit more about what we do at MS Equities Trading, we train students in about 25 countries around the world in trading and investment education. We run an extensive online training platform that allows us to train students at any time of the day. We also run extensive private coaching programs as well as mobile app integration. So you can even go as much as downloading the app onto your phone and studying directly on your phone or tablet or any mobile device. This basically allows us to work with you no matter where you are at any time of the day. Make sure to visit www.msequitiestrading.com and you can find out everything about our company, and make sure to contact us to any of you who are interested in finding out more about training in our academy. Links down below in the description. Once again, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers for now.